You guys' face smile. You too.
Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I'm your host, Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. Today, we're talking to Michelle Watson, Pool Nation's Pool Girl of the Year, and we are also talking to Chris Mele, Pool Nation Pool Guy of the Year.
Oh, sorry, Edgar, you got gonged off the stage. Since we have these guys in here and I need a little preparation for Vegas, I'm going to take over here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try some things.
Uh-oh. What is Spider up to on this one?
The suspense.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 3rd annual Pool Nation Awards. The only awards for the Pool Pro by the Pool Pro. This doesn't sound great. Tonight, we recognize companies, products, and individuals in the service and repair industry, all of them chosen by leading pool pros in the industry. These pool pros are the industry experts and represent the best of the best in our industry, and they're part of our nation of pool pros. As a nation of pool pros, it is our job to lift each other up, help each other thrive, grow, and better this great industry. You, the pool pro, deserve to be recognized because you are the heart and soul of the industry. To you, the pool pro, we dedicate the 3rd annual Pool Nation Awards. Good copy. The only awards that are dedicated to you, the heartbeat of the pool industry, the pool pro. Here to welcome you and begin tonight's events, the host of the Pool Nation podcast, Edgar De Jesus, the champion of Marco Polo, self-proclaimed. John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, I hear that's confirmed, and the famous Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas. Back to you, Edgar.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
What about that warm-up?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I kind of like that, dude. I think we should kind of like keep that clip. Let's tell Kevin we're gonna keep that clip, right? And then we're gonna add it in as an intro maybe to every podcast or at least like after the commercial or something like that. I think Spider did an amazing job.
Thank you, John.
So here's
Yeah.
the thing. So Spider is going to the Pool Nation Awards. So he's going to be up there. So I think we're going to have him give this run at the intro. John, what do you think?
Yeah, why not? That'd
Up
be
at the
awesome.
awards.
I'm
Yeah,
down.
why
I
not?
just need like full orchestra backing me up. I'll send you my rider and everything.
I like the cathedral voice.
Right?
Yeah.
It came out pretty good. So
Like
I can do better.
Yeah.
anyways, we're super excited to have Michelle and Chris here today. So before we jump in, I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and trading in the pool industry. Before we get started today, I want to thank our sponsors for this podcast, the Ultimate Pool Tools, the SPPA, Blu-ray XL, Aquastar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, and Heritage Pool Supply. We want to thank them for their continued support. And Mr. Zacharias, how you doing, bud?
I'm getting kind of nervous over here.
Why?
'Cause it was just like yesterday that we were the awards, and it feels like yesterday, and here we are. It's like a year later, and we're gearing up again. I mean, that flew by. I don't know about y'all, but that flew by.
It actually just kind of hit me when Spider was doing
Yeah,
the intro.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, like I could picture ourselves right back in that room doing the Pool Nation Awards.
So it's like now half my year is stressing out.
Mr. Flawless, what's going on, buddy? Do you have FOMO today?
FOMO? No FOMO.
No FOMO?
No FOMO.
You should have FOMO.
Yeah,
I
you
should have
probably
FOMO.
should, man.
Today,
It's awesome
today
in
you
here.
should. Yeah.
Yeah,
I should have FOMO.
Yeah.
it's scary in here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here, but I'm here in spirit. I'm a little weirded out, like we talked about pre-podcast, that I talk to Edgar, God knows how many times a day, right? And it's different when you're on the phone. And when we do our podcast, we see each other face to face, or we're doing Zoom calls, or we're doing videos or whatever it may be. But this is the first time I've been on a video call and I only hear him and not see him. And I have to tell you, I'm a little creeped out. It just feels weird. It feels like you're actually in my head right now. And I think I might be losing my mind a little bit, but I'm going to work through it. And I think I'm going to be okay, because one, we got a pretty badass podcast coming up right now. And I'm excited to be here. And this is a little different. Usually we're interviewing people that we're trying to get to know and understand. This time around, it's like sitting here with friends, you two, Michelle, Chris, you guys are amazing people. Obviously Pool Guy of the Year and Pool Girl of the Year. But not only that, but like I said, amazing people. Sometimes think of sports, right? Or anybody who's like the best at something or really good at what they do. And then usually they end up, personality wise, they're just either pricks or they're not good people. You guys have it all. You guys are amazing at what you do. You do everything you can to help out the industry. You're a positive inspiration, and you're just all around great people. So I'm pretty stoked to sit down and chop it up with you guys. I really wish I was there in Texas right now. But unfortunately, I had some circumstances where I couldn't go. This is one of the podcasts that I really didn't want to miss, but I'm here in spirit and by video. I hope you guys are enjoying your time here, and thanks again for coming out to see us, because we know you guys are busy and you have families, and to take your time out to fly all the way out to Texas to have to deal with Edgar is a chore in itself, but it's much appreciated.
Hey, John, I just want you to know that, just to give you a heads up, we actually all put it to a vote because we could only have 4 people on camera.
Yeah.
And so we put it to a vote. So who would be out of the studio for this one? And you were outvoted unanimously to stay out in California. That's why you're not out here.
That's why. Nice. I see, there you go again, right? Look, perfect.
He's lying.
Actually,
bro. I voted for you.
Actually, it was 3-1 vote. I voted for you to be here, and Chris, Michelle, and Zach were like, "Nope, we don't want John in studio."
Well, it's all right. It's okay.
So, Michelle, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good.
We're super excited to have you out.
I'm excited to be here, finally in the studio live.
Yeah. How you liking Texas so far? I know you came in late yesterday, but
Yeah, we flew in. We didn't get in till almost 11 p.m. last night, and so basically all I saw was driving from the hotel on the freeway here 20 minutes this morning. So haven't gotten our feet wet in Texas yet. So.
haven't done it yet, right? What are you guys' plans? What are you guys doing this weekend?
Today after this, we'll probably go try to find some cowboy stuff for my son, and just maybe check out Fort Worth. I don't know. So that's just kind of cruising. Tomorrow, me as a water baby, I know there's a wave pool about an hour and a half, 2 hours south of here. So gonna go check that out. Can't get away from water.
She comes from right on the coast surfing all the time, and she comes to Texas and she finds a water hole 2 hours away from Dallas and to where there's a surf pool, and that's where she's going. She's going to go surf in Texas.
Yeah, you definitely
Down
don't
in
want to
Waco.
see our oceans.
Down in Waco, yeah. What's that, Zach?
You don't want to see the ocean. You'd be sad if you saw it.
Really?
Oh,
Fine.
yeah.
You don't want to go to
Okay.
Houston, yeah.
Okay.
Or Lake Louisville or whatever, right? Louisville.
Oh, hey, that's true. Over there by John's house, they have that lake where it's wakeboarding or whatever. So they have like all the rail systems where you kind of jump off of the deck, and they have the pulleys, and they go and they have ramps and all that kind of stuff. But you're more into surfing. So
But just fair warning, Lake Louisville has the nickname Death Lake. Just so you know.
I did not know that, Spider. What's that?
A lot of deaths there. I don't think it's as much anymore, but in like 80s and 90s, a lot of bodies in that lake.
Oh,
Ooh.
So
Wow.
I would just stick to the place you found.
Yeah, I'll stick to Waco's.
Wow.
So John, when I told you that lake was safe, I take that back. So
Right. Well, I drive by it every time I come down. Because it's on the way, right? We take that little shortcut,
Yep.
toll road or the bridge, right? That
Yep.
goes over it. So
it is a nice
Yeah.
drive over that bridge over the lake.
it is. It really is.
It really is. So, Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. Do you have any advice for her where to go to get some Western gear?
I don't remember the name of the one place that you took us to.
The stockyards.
Well, yeah, but
The hat
Mr.
place.
that Libby or
Lucci or something.
oh well, that's too. Yeah.
What's the brand for the Western that starts with an L?
Oh well, that's
I know that's very generic, but right, that was kind of.
well, those are pretty expensive boots, but
But that's what Michelle's going to buy.
Oh.
I was telling her that they were like $3,000, and she's like, "Oh, I'll probably get 2 of those."
Oh my God.
So,
Here he goes
I'm like-
again.
I'm like,
You're just lucky you didn't. Don't take Edgar with you. He's the worst influence ever.
yeah. Which, by the way, we have in-house. We have both Roberts. We've got Jennifer. So big welcome to them. And so yesterday we went with Chris over to. We have a big audience in today, so so we went to the stockyards, and so it's pretty awesome down there. Yeah, I really kind of recommend that you guys kind of go down there, but be ready to swipe that credit card, because, right?
Takova's was nice boot place. So
Yeah, So
Where'd you guys eat?
Briskies.
Briskies?
Barbecue, right?
yep.
Briskies.
Remember when we went to the one on the right-hand side, and there was one literally on the other side of the aisle?
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah,
ate
yeah,
on
yeah.
that side. And John,
on the other side of the train.
yeah, on the other side of the
Yeah.
train. So I was so starved that I just told the lady to just like recommend something, and she recommended something that was phenomenal. It had like cut brisket and sausage, and it was phenomenal.
But I want to point something out here, John. You know how he's always, complaining, oh, when John's in town and I eat so bad, and John. You weren't there, and
And he ate, right?
yeah.
John,
There wasn't no
John-
salad, I'll tell you that.
Blaming you all the time.
John, confession time, bro. I pigged out. Like
did?
it was bad. It
it was
bad.
embarrassing.
It was bad.
Well, look, little known fact, Edgar is, he is, when he's hungry, and his famous words is, "I'm ravenous." And when he says that,
I did say that yesterday.
right? And it's just like, oh shit. It's like, when mama is hungry and mood changes, like we're chilling, we're having fun, all of a sudden, and she starts to, you can see like a whole shift in her face, her demeanor and everything. And it's just like, I'm like, "You're hungry, huh?" She's all, "I'm starving and I need to eat now." That's how Edgar is. Same exact thing. And if he doesn't eat, he just, it's hard to believe it, but this bubbly, happy, go lucky Puerto Rican can turn into a monster if he doesn't get food.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And I tell them, I now that we have enough, we have enough confidence in each other, I turn to them, I'm like, "Okay, guys, I'm about to go down this rabbit hole that's going to get ugly." I'm like starting, and I just, like, I get hungry, and it's like, you look at those Snicker commercials like that, like that's how I get. I just like get so unreasonable about everything when I starve. So
A little hangry.
a little hangry.
I was the one stuck in the truck with him on the drive over, so
Dude, you know what? 56 miles an hour on a 70. It's like, you're driving me crazy. And even though I
That's why
made
you're
fun of him
ravenous.
on the podcast, John, we drive all the way over to the stockyards. And I'm kidding you. Like, I think he's got the max speed at 56 on his truck, because it's like every car's passing us. We're in the slow lane, and he's just like, I'm like, oh my God.
Come on, we're talking about Zach here. He absolutely put like speed limiters or governors in every one of his fleet trucks, right? Because he's paranoid for his guys to get.
He did point at the
speeding
camera.
ticket.
He did
Yeah.
point at the camera that he had in his truck, because I joked around about something. He's like, "Oh, I got a camera right there watching me."
And Zach probably has one of those little OBD2 connectors in his truck, so his insurance company is scanning every.
That makes sense. That makes all the sense in the world.
Every hard stop or every acceleration, right? And then so that he can save an extra $3.
$3. Yep.
That's Zach in a nutshell right there.
Anyways, All right, guys, let's get this party started. So a couple of things we want to talk about really quick, and that is number one, Pool Nation Boot Camp, the mini boot camp that we're going to be doing in Houston. We've picked the dates. It's going to be over at the new Pool Boys headquarters in Houston, and that's going to be the 18th and 19th of August. We're going to be doing a couple of things, and that is that the first day we're going to be doing classes when it comes to water chemistry, filtration, phosphates, enzymes, all the good stuff. And then the second day, which is the Saturday, we're going to be doing a lot of hands-on classes. We're going to have Aquastar in-house that's going to be doing classes on variable speed pumps. It's a little bit different because we're actually want everybody cutting wires, stripping, connecting to different automations. We're going to be doing an ozone one, and we're also going to be doing an automation one with Hayward, which, by the way, Brian Kerson is online and said, good morning, you all. Big shout out to you, Brian. And the other thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the women's networking. Well, it's the women's summit, and that is going to be, John, on the
25th of August, and then also the 24th of August.
You're still stalling.
No, I have to unmute. You keep you're trying to get me in trouble with Jamie, right? Thinking that I keep forgetting my anniversary date, but I got it down pat. And to be honest, what I do is I write it. I have it written down on my arm right here so that I can never forget the date.
You should tattoo it on your arm right there, the 25th. That way
I probably should.
That way I say it and you just look at your wrist. 25th.
I know, but there is. It seems like there is a slight pause, and if there is a slight pause, it's only because want to be 100% sure, right? And it's like I'm putting that much effort into it that I just want to make sure I don't give the wrong date. So that's why it's just.
So we will be holding the event. So we're going to do a little networking on the 24th from 6 to 8 at the Heritage headquarters. And then the entire event is going to be on August 25th. We will have public speaking, communications for women. We'll be having a Q&A, a lunch session. We will have a speaker. We'll have MC that will kind of MC the entire event. So we're super excited about that. And believe it or not, John, we're down to one ticket. One space available.
That's what I was going to say. We had 2 yesterday, and we're down to 1. So we got 1. That's pretty crazy.
Yep. So
and what sucks is I wish we really could have more, because that was not our intentions. The whole purpose of this is to be as inclusive as possible, and anybody that wanted to attend could attend. But unfortunately, we're limited to, for safety wise, we have a capacity in the room where we can only, the fire marshal only allows so many people to attend. So that is why it's limited. But whoever wants to go, whoever has interest, there's one more spot left. Please register. And next year we will make sure that we make the event a little bit bigger, or maybe have a couple rooms, whatever it may be, if we have that big of a turnout. So I'm pretty excited.
Yep. So we're excited about those 2 events. The other thing, which is why I'm so excited that we have you guys here, is that we opened the nominations on July 1st. It's right around the corner. So we're definitely super excited. And that's why we wanted to do this podcast now and kind of put the podcast out on Monday and roll the drums for July 1st. So super excited about that. So let's jump in and let's get started here. And we're obviously super excited to have you guys in studio. So Chris, I'm going to start with you. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Chris Mele. No.
So let me ask you something, because I call you Chris Mele. So is it Mele? How do you pronounce your last name?
Well, that's a long story, and you said to be long-winded. So
okay, gotcha.
I can tell you. No, Mele is how we pronounce it.
Mele. So I've been saying it all wrong, and you haven't corrected me.
That's the proper way to say it. Mele.
He says everything wrong, so you just like.
Okay, hold on now, Christopher. So the proper, you say it
improperly.
Mele.
Yes.
Oh, you say it improperly.
Oh,
you know what's funny?
Okay.
I do the same too with my last name. Believe it or not, that's weird.
Okay.
But I understand completely.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, we have a pool service in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I and my son have a few pools each. So we just do that. I don't know.
That was
Gotcha.
very long-winded. Jesus,
I know. I thought I should start when I'm 7 years old.
I looked at
can
the
we
first
get some extra
pool.
time in the studio today? I think this one's going to run over.
There's not much to say. I don't know.
So,
We live a simple life.
and now you guys are out of Florida,
Tampa, Florida. yeah.
Tampa, Florida. Okay, great. And so, well, I'll tell you what. Tell us about how you got into the pool industry.
Well, that happened when I was 7 years old. No, I'm kidding. Well, we were in Destin, Florida. We moved from Illinois to Destin. And my wife has a cousin that had a pool service there. So he taught me how to do that. And we ended up moving to Tampa, Florida, and starting from scratch to building what we have now, about 75 pools. We used to do about 120, but we've backed it down to 75 with larger pools and stuff. So
Gotcha. So what made you move from Illinois down to Florida?
I didn't like Illinois. Yeah, we had some friends that were going to move to Phoenix,
Mhm.
and then they backed out. My wife didn't want to move to a place where she knew nobody, so we moved to Destin.
You guys have
And it's-
friends and family down there?
But it's a very small area and not for us.
Yeah. So, but Destin is all like pretty much like beach, right? That's just like
Right.
beach community.
Yep.
Okay.
Beach and expensive restaurants.
And then, how big is Tampa compared to Destin?
Oh, it's a lot larger.
It's a lot bigger.
Yeah, Destin's only like, I don't know, 15, 20,000 people.
Oh wow, that's small.
I think it might be more than that, but it's not. It's pretty little.
It's pretty.
But
little.
it's very populated because of the tourists that go.
Mhm.
So it's like 200,000 people.
Oh wow.
in the summer.
That's huge.
And Chris, you used to when you came down, you serviced pools for another company, correct? And then you decided to take that leap
In
to start your
Destin.
own, right?
Yeah, when we moved to Tampa, I had a hot tub and a one pool. So
When you started,
was a
your
lot of
business,
money.
You just had the one in one
Yeah.
when you started.
That's
that's
awesome.
it.
That's crazy.
They didn't. It took a few months to get to a living, but it happens.
But eventually, you got there.
That's why I don't know why people buy routes. It's like you can just live off of that money that you would have spent on the route and built a business.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's very common, right, John? Like you
Yeah.
did the same thing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We built everything from the ground up. I mean, not to take anything away from buying. I mean, I guess I get it. You know, some people are more operational than they are in. You know, they might be lacking a little bit in customer service or not have that relationship or have that glowing personality like you do, Christopher. You know, where they can't go out and get. Or be able, maybe they lack a little bit of confidence and they can't close accounts or they're lacking in that area, but they might be great at business oriented or they're great at servicing pools. And so, I mean, I kind of get why they do that. Us personally, we never went down that route, purchasing pools. We like to grow it organically because I think there's a plus when it comes to that as well. As one, you get to learn in real time. And then two, you're able to correct mistakes as they happen. One by one, opposed to, I picked up an account. Oh boy, I shouldn't have gotten this account. And these are the life lessons that I've learned from this one. Or opposed to now, I picked up 60 accounts, and holy crap, here's 50 lessons that I just need to learn and deal with right now, right? And have to deal with. So there's pros and cons for all of it, but for us personally, it was just grow organically because slow and steady wins the race, and that's kind of how we did it as well.
So, Michelle, what about you? Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
So yeah, I live in Ventura, California. I have a pool business, a very successful pool business, for 15 years. Grew slow and steady, kind of slow, quick and steady. I was working at an apartment complex at the time doing maintenance and wanted to get in the pool industry. So I would ask all the pool guys and like, how do you get into this? And one guy hired me. So my one day off, I would work for him and then slowly just started getting more pools for him and weaning off the giving days back to my apartment complex. And then very quickly, within a year or two, I got my own pools and then started doing the same thing, winging off him as I grew. And in just a few short years, had my own successful business, which continues to grow. So I'm very thankful. My husband is a fisherman, and the last couple years he's had some boat issues, so he started working for me a couple years ago. And I think it took a while I didn't want to put too many on him because we weren't sure if he was going to go back to the fishing industry, but he's liking it. And so now he's pretty busy and loves it. So I have a lot of pools and I kind of got capped. So now that I have some help, I can grow more and pick up pools all the time. And it's nice to have someone finally, after so many years on my own, to actually have some help and be like, hey, I need you to do this so I can, go to this account or do these repairs. And I feel like a lot of load got taken off my shoulders because when you're a single poler and you do all your repairs yourself, and especially I have a lot of commercials, which those are bittersweet. It's a double-edged sword. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So
how many pools are you guys at right now?
I don't know. A lot. I mean, I have a lot. I want to say 1,000 just off the top of my head. Yeah, busy and growing. I mean, right now I only have 12 commercials, but those are 3 days a week and they're big pools.
Okay.
12, 13, something like that. But they're big pools, so 3 days a week just in the commercials alone right there. And then I do have Airbnbs, which can be anywhere from 1 to 3 times a week because I always do them between checkouts. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
And then the rest of residentials are pretty. Those are the easy days. You're like, oh, no, I know what to do today. Easy. Nothing usually breaks.
Now, what kind of repairs do you do?
Pretty much everything. Everything from the ground up. My contractor's license goes from the ground up. I mean, I do lights and stuff. But heater repairs, motor repairs, pretty much, anything. I think that's one thing with commercial pools. My first pool was a commercial pool. So right off the bat, I learned repairs right away because you're forced to. Your residential pool, something breaks, you can kind of like, okay, I know, I'll go get this part. I'll be back in a few days. Where commercials is like, stop what you're doing right now and get this fixed right now. So that's been kind of a blessing to have commercial pools because it really you don't even think about it, you just do it. So yeah, I'm very thankful for that. I've learned most of it on my own. I think it's wonderful to see where the industry's at. People that are just starting out in the industry, you guys are so lucky to have like you guys and what you guys are doing with your app and all the new classes and the networking. Like, this is so great. And just to have the support in the community, it's nice to see the industry going that way. And there's always stuff to learn, and I'm excited to learn a lot more. So yeah.
So, Michelle, you said that your first account was a commercial account.
Yeah, my first of my own, yeah.
So that's kind of crazy,
I
right?
know.
Normally people, right, or when they get into the pool industry, you do your residential, and that's where it's like baptism by fire, and you're kind of doing your thing, and then as you kind of get comfortable with residential, commercial opportunities might come up, but usually most are gun shy into approaching the commercial world. Where it's like flipped around, where you got your stripes working in commercial, right? That was your first account, and that was like your baby. And I remember my very first account; we still have them to this day. And it was, where you're there and you kind of trial and error, and you learned, and you spent a lot of time there at that account. But it's kind of interesting that you had that opportunity now to where commercial applications or commercial accounts were more of your wheelhouse, right? And once you went to a residential, like that, this is easy compared to commercial, I would imagine. It's like, wow, this is nothing. I can take care of these, no problem. So that's kind of cool and interesting. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, my first commercial account is because the manager knew I service pools, and she used to live at the apartment complex, and I would go in and fix her garbage disposal and stuff. So she found me and was like, "Hey, we need someone to do the pool." And the guy I was working for, I was scared. I was like, "A commercial pool of my own?" Like, and he's like, "You got this. You got it. You got it, girl. Like, go do it." And so I was like, "Okay." And I almost had a heart attack like going in
Oh,
there,
I'm
but
sure.
and then after within the month, I was like, "All right, I got this. I'm comfortable." I still have them, as many, many years ago. Within a few months, they gave me 3 other of their commercial pools. And to this day, they're begging me to go out of my area to do their other ones. So I have a lot with this company, and they've been happy with me ever since for 13 years or something. So yeah, it's pretty
That's
nice.
awesome.
And it's still my baby. This particular commercial pool is used 86 degrees year round. It's a senior living place, and these are active seniors. And if their pool breaks, they
Oh,
will shoot me.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to keep
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
perfect there. So I managed to do a really good job for 13 whatever years, and to this day. Like yesterday I was there, like kind of freaking out, like everything, okay, the injectors are clean, nothing's gonna clog, and like so but yeah, commercials are definitely somehow threw me into the commercial world, and that's my expertise, I guess.
So you were in Pool Pro magazine. Can you tell us a bit about that? Because we didn't even know about it until it came out in the magazine.
Yeah, that was really cool. They reached out to me and just asked to do a photo shoot, which was kind of cool. It's I did it at one of my commercials, and it was cute. The girls in the office were like banging on the window and stuff. So I kind of forced the photographer to do commercials. She wanted to do a residential backyard, and I was like, no, 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 no. Like, we need to show what I do. Like, I have a lot of residentials, but I take pride in my commercial accounts. So yeah, we did a photo shoot, and did a little interview of my story, and yeah, I'm very honored that they asked me to be in their magazine. So yeah.
It's awesome.
That's pretty cool. Which, by the way, John, I have the signed copy of that.
Yes.
So,
Limited edition, baby.
and I did it to get even for you, because so Michelle the first year, remember when he was on the
Oh,
cover of
God.
the magazine? Remember that? And I have the video of Michelle getting the autograph, and you should have seen John. John was just absolutely like panicked, like deer in headlights, like so embarrassed, right, John?
I
Yeah, it
remember
was.
that.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I was like, "What? You know, what?" No, and me, I usually don't get that way, but that was. I was like, okay, now we have to get back at Michelle for what she did to us.
Yep.
But it's been a running inside joke type thing for the last few years now, a couple of years now. But
Yeah, I still
it's
have
pretty
it.
awesome. Yeah, it's pretty awesome to see you on there, and just to watch kind of everybody grow and get your guys' names out there so other people can see what is possible and what you guys have been able to accomplish. And I know talking to Chris is very modest right now, and he's not the type that is going to really get into what he's accomplished and what he's done as well. But I personally know Chris, and we've spoken many hours on the phone, right?
We have.
And I've had the pleasure to watch his journey in the pool industry as well, and some of the things that he's been able to accomplish with his family, and especially Jen, who's a rock star. And I know she's there. She can't hear me, but make sure you tell her that coming from us. That you guys it's just pretty amazing what you're doing. So that's why we really wanted to bring you on here. Is one, again, to kind of give some other people out in the industry some inspiration, right? Because sometimes we feel like we're in, everybody that is ever talked about or highlighted in the pool industry is usually sometimes bigger companies, right? Like huge, massive companies that are accomplishing and doing all these wonderful things. And there are people like us that are out there that might have 1, 2, 3 employees, 4 employees, and are kind of smaller, but don't necessarily have the the media output or whatever, or the recognition, because you might not be doing tens of millions of dollars of business a year, but you guys are just absolutely friggin' killing it, and to get your guys' story out there again so everybody can kind of see it and be inspired by it, because I'm inspired by it. I know Edgar and Zach feel the same exact way, because we've talked about it. We said, wow, it's just pretty amazing what can be out there, or what you guys can accomplish and what you guys have done. So there's a couple other questions, especially about like business and stuff. I want to be able to hopefully pull some of this out of you, Christopher, because I know you're being a little reserved right now.
I'll try to be like Michelle.
A little camera shy, but it's all good.
You are being
It's
a
all
little.
good.
Well, this will help people realize they don't have to be.
Yeah.
Have the gift of gab to have a decent business.
Right. So as far as the pool industry, right, and business in general, right, for us, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges of running your business currently, and then maybe what you've had to overcome in the past? And we'll start with Christopher.
Wow, he threw Christopher quick under the bus. Like, kind of thing. Christopher, boom.
Well, go ahead and repeat your question one more time.
Sure. So as far as the pool industry and business in general, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges of running your business? Now you maybe a challenge that you have now, or a challenge that you've overcome over the years.
Well, I think I need to hire people. I think that's what if I could hire people, then it would be fine. It would be a lot better. I would say that's my major thing that's holding me back.
Yeah.
And into growth, right? And to be able to go. And you've changed your business model. I mean, when you started, you were doing a lot more pools, right? And I think you've shifted that, the quality, the higher end, the higher rates, all that kind of stuff. And you've kind of gone through that building, and that, you started, you had a lot of lower rates, and you've kind of shifted that. And even though you're doing less pools now, you're a lot more successful than you were when you had a lot of pools. And so,
I do. Yeah, I have more money coming in than when I had more pools. Yeah.
Right. And that's been a big focus for you. And I know that you've really been focused on, the numbers and kind of getting to, understanding that P&L and kind of growing that business side, which we talk about all the time. That is probably one of the most important things that you could do as a business owner. Have you had any employees along that journey? Have you had employees, tried it, didn't work out, change your business model? What have you done there?
Well, I did. I had one employee, but it didn't work out. So when he left, we changed to Jennifer as my helper.
Jennifer.
She's my cleanup hitter.
She's the boss.
Jennifer runs the business. Who are you kidding, Chris? Come on. So, and what were some of the challenges with that employee?
Well, he called me and, it's really hot in Florida. He was just surprised that he would sweat.
That it would be. And I think that's. I think
this
that's
was
about.
After
this is in March.
From up north. After a move, right?
And but that's common. I think a lot of people think, oh, I could do this, right? Then they kind of get out into the elements.
Yeah, I mean, all through my journey, I really learned I have to put an emphasis on the working outside, because before we'd kind of brief over and you're comfortable working outside, and everyone just naturally like, I love being outside. Being outside's awesome. Like, I'd rather be outside, but it's like, it's a whole different story when you're outside all day long.
And working rather than kind
working.
of sitting under the tree in a chair.
I was going to say, pools are always in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or usually.
Look, guys, really simple. When you're interviewing, you're asking that question, and they say, oh, yeah, absolutely. I love being in the sun. I love going out there. Just tell them to pull their sock down a little bit, about 1 inch. Or lift their sleeve up just a little bit, right? And then that'll give you the answer right there.
That's awesome.
I do have to say, so my son
Take your socks off. Imagine that, right? Like, what?
My son just started doing pools, and he always wants to be tanner than I am, but he's obviously whiter. So now that he's been out for 2 weeks, last night, and just walking in bed, Dad, and he's showing me his tan lines, and he's like, I'm darker than you now. I'm a working man. You're sitting in the air conditioner all day. I'm like, you know what? Shut up and leave the room. So that's been, and so do you think, so was he doing pools for you and then just automatically quit, or what was that process like?
No, he
Painful.
a little bit. No, I told him that it was a mutual thing for him to find something else, and he just was taking his time to find something else, and I finally had to give a deadline of 2 weeks.
Of 2 weeks. And then what did you do at that point with all the pools that he was doing?
Gave him to Jennifer.
That's when Jennifer came into the picture and kind of.
Yeah, so we had to get her a truck.
Uh-huh.
And all that
Beautiful
stuff.
truck, by the way.
Oh, an amazing truck. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Nicer than mine. Or it was.
So, what about you, Michelle? What do you think are some of the challenges?
Some of the challenge. I mean, we're in this industry, like we're like master of all trades. You have. I think the pool business is so underestimated, so that's why this networking's so nice to get us out there. I mean, we're plumbers and electricians and chemists, and we have to. All the business side of it can get pretty overwhelming, and just I've said this before, but just balancing everything to make sure everything's getting done. All my repairs, like making sure the priorities get straight and getting things ordered in between like a full busy day route, knowing what I can do today and having that list and always have things written down. Like, okay, I didn't get to this today, move it over, and making phone calls and then coming home and getting all the business side done with invoices, estimates, permits, pulling permits. Yeah, just staying organized is so important, when you don't have someone running an office. Reading through contracts. That's been a new vendor credentialing program that's been fun to deal with. But yeah, I think just taking balance, I feel like I've been doing a really good job. Sometimes it gets overwhelming. And I think the last 6 months, I've been doing a really good job at not stressing out on stuff. And just getting things done and knowing if I'm doing the best I can, and whatever I don't do today, I will get to tomorrow, and having a good peace of mind, and just appreciating the fact that I have a business where I can go outside and I run it. I make my schedule. I like being in charge. I like being a leader. So just appreciating everything and keeping everything in line.
I want to ask you guys, because I'm curious, because it seems to be like a very common pain point as you're growing, of like finding time, like you said, to work on the business. And I get asked a lot, like, what do you do to find time to work on a business? Well, now I've been able to delegate a little bit, but I can never come up with a good answer, because for me in the beginning, it was kind of just chaos. And I look back and I'm like, oh, how did I make it this far with all my chaos? Do you guys, is there some sort of tactic or strategy that you employ, to be able to allocate that time to work on the business, or is it just kind of get through it?
Yeah. I have like my office. I have like a mini office in my car. So if I'm like, have a quiet time to eat lunch, I'll like, finish drawing up like plans or something, or making notes. I dedicate at least one weekend or two, 1 weekend a month, and I'm in my office. I wake up, have my coffee, and I'm in my office. All of a sudden, it's dinner time. So I do have like a full gnarly office day. I'm an early morning person. So I like to get up in the morning and I have that quiet time, and that's when my brain's on fire. So I do a lot of my office stuff in the morning before I go out in the field. And I'm always improving. Like, I like to make my own spreadsheets, and every 6 months to a year, I'm always improving how I can do, whether it's route schedule or chem sheets or all that kind of stuff. I'm always finding ways to improve it and to make everything more efficient and clear. So when I go out, I know, stay organized. I like to be organized.
And I think that's the thing of time, right? Like, people don't talk about it. Everybody talks about being a business owner. Everybody just sees the bubble of, oh, you're a business owner. No, you're successful, right? So now you're successful, and that's what everybody sees, right? But what people don't see is what it takes behind the scenes, right? They don't see that weekend that you're sitting from morning time all the way till nighttime, right? Or the nights that you are sitting at home having a dinner with a commercial pool or an Airbnb, and all of a sudden the heater doesn't come on, right? And you're like at 9 o'clock at night, you're grabbing your flashlight and heading out to go kind of do that thing. And so I think a lot of people just like to talk about the fluffy part, but when it comes to that business side, I think a lot of it is, as a business owner, you have to find the time to do it, and then in order to be successful, you have to do it. Like, you don't have a choice. It's not a 9 to 5 and let's be done, but it's like, let's be behind the scenes while everybody else is sleeping. Let's be working on our business. So
I think that's a big part of it. Like you said, we don't have a choice, right? And it makes me laugh because, like, I have people around me, and I kind of joke with them. It's like, I don't have a choice. Like, I have to, like, grind and get this done, because if I don't do it, then it's not done. And so I think as long as you're willing to get it done, then there you go. What about you, Chris? You have a methodology to the madness?
I do not. No.
now, Chris, let me
No,
ask.
it's
Go ahead. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
really don't.
Uh-huh.
I don't
So,
really work on my business
and now,
that much.
Now, let me ask you. So, for you guys where you're at in Florida, so I know California it is, right? I was in California. Texas is the same thing. You kind of have the seasons, right? So, wintertime is really kind of dead. Where you guys are at, are your pools a lot busier throughout the year just because of the temperature, or do you also go through that kind of slow season?
No, it's pretty much the same, because in the winter is when our pools are the dirtiest. So it's more time cleaning the pool. In the summer, it's just use. more
Just
use.
usage. Now, do you guys get a lot of winds and stuff like that, and that's why they're dirtier? Or obviously
the oak
California, the
trees.
Santa Ana winds.
Yeah,
I'm
we don't
sorry,
have-
Michelle.
we
I
don't
didn't
have
mean to
those.
say that.
They have screens. They have screens.
We have a
I
couple
hardly
Oh,
more
have
months.
any
that's
screen- no,
right. You
I
don't have
have
screens?
Yeah.
I have a
No,
handful of pools with screens.
Yeah.
And do you like those or no?
Do I like
I
the
wish I
screen?
had one.
Yeah. You
Be
wish you
better.
had one?
We have one.
I wish I had one with the screen.
The screens do make it easier, but all the fine debris goes into the screens, and then, they get algae on them, and then it rains and it washes that in the pool. So they're not. Amazing, so.
I didn't even think about that, huh?
Yeah.
That's
but it's
a
always,
great point.
They get dusty.
Yeah, and all that was going to end up inside.
Right.
But you guys get a lot of rain too,
And
so,
right.
so
Yeah.
that's no, absolutely. So
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
I
that
didn't know
either.
So for me, it's like, okay, here's extra service. We're gonna also every 3 months we're gonna clean your screen for $450 or whatever, so that we can prevent algae from getting in your pool as part of like an add-on service. Screen clean.
And that's interesting because in John Zach, that's like something that we don't think about. We always just look at the pictures and be like, "Oh man, how nice would it be to have a full route with everything screens?" But there's always
I mean,
a
it's definitely
double
better.
to something.
It
It's
is
definitely
better,
but
That's just it. Everything. There's always the pro and
Right?
the con. Yeah.
right, yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you guys this: what advice would you guys have for somebody new starting in the industry? Somebody that maybe just getting ready, looking back at your journey where you started, like an example, you, Chris, you started one pool, one spa, right? You built it the way that you did. You've changed your model a little bit. Michelle, you started in the commercial environment. So what advice would you have?
The advice I would have, the past couple years, or I don't know, I guess time flies. 5 years. I've grown really close with my local pool guys. A big shout out to you guys, my local Ventura IPSA chapter. When you network with people and you can talk, like these guys have been so great. If I ever get stumped on a repair, I can make a phone call and we all help each other out. So thank you guys, especially Max. Thank you. I know you've helped me out a bunch. Call him all the time, but yeah, just find that support group, and be friends. And it's really good. We have such a good pool community. We have a big group text where we kind of, I'm like one of the guys and we, bash each other and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, just find your local guys and become friends, and don't be afraid to ask questions. All your local reps, get to know them. And if you have a problem, call the service. They'll walk you through a lot of stuff, and never say you know more than you do. If you don't know something, just ask for help. It's okay. I mean, we all had to learn from somewhere. So we all started from ground zero and scratched our way to where we are now, wherever that is. So yeah, when you're starting out, just just keep learning as much as you possibly can, and yeah.
Gotcha. What about you, Chris?
The same thing.
The
No,
same
I'm kidding.
thing.
Ditto.
Yeah,
Well,
go
we-
like this. What she said.
Well, we moved to Tampa. We rented a home, and I figured when we would build a route and move, buy wherever we had most of our pools,
Mhm.
and that is not what happened at all. So I took pools from wherever would pay my price.
Uh-huh.
Because even when I was cheaper, I was still more than what the average was. So I have a very large route, and that's probably one of the things I would change, but I don't know how I don't know how else to do it. So, I work for builders, and they build all over, so that's why I'm all over.
Mhm.
But I think having a smaller route has its advantages too.
Mhm.
So I would say that would be the big thing.
I think that's huge. I mean, because I started a route before we really got in a route, and I spent so much time driving around, and we were spread all over the place. And then so the second time around, when we're like, okay, we're really gonna give this a shot, like I made it a very major focus for us to really just like, oh no, we're gonna be really strict about the areas we're in. But it is a hard transition,
Well, I just figure if I can get the hiring, then it'll be fine because I want to be all over Tampa. So I'll
Yeah.
be all over Tampa.
You're going to take all over Tampa? Yeah, and I think, obviously hiring is always, a big one because we kind of get into that business. We don't have that skill set, right? And it's a lot of different things like holding people accountable, the mentoring, the keeping them engaged at the same time that you're spending a Saturday and a Sunday working on your business, right? And then dealing with customers and all that. And a lot of times we would kind of want to hire somebody that's going to be able to you're going to be able to put them there and they're going to be able to kind of flourish on their own. And the reality is it's not the case. Like you have to spend a lot of time working on employees and kind of getting them to where you want them to. And then unfortunately in our industry, then they turn around and leave, right? And you're kind of back into that same, machine constantly trying to keep your machine fed, right? And it can be very dangerous because you get into a situation, right, Chris, where you had the employees and then all of a sudden they quit, they're gone, right? Now you have your pools plus their pools, right? You're doing 75. Now you got to do 150. How do you do that, right? And it just kind of becomes very difficult. Hey, let's do this. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors. When we come back, the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into our chat because there's a lot of people out here giving shout outs and asking where Michelle's crown is. So we'll talk about that when we come back.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double-locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast with myself, your host, Edgar DeJesus, Mr. JJ Flawless, the deep voice, Mr. JJ Flawless, and Mr. Zach, the famous pool boy. I would whistle, but I don't know how to whistle, so I just don't.
Thank goodness.
So, anyways. So let me come, before we jump back into the podcast, I kind of want to come out here, and Maria from Ensenada is saying hello, Michelle and Chris. Big shout out to you. Brian is saying morning, y'all. Mr. Matt Mad, big, huge shout out to you out there. Saying morning, my friends. And let's see here. Good Todd Pool Service. Good morning, guys. Jeanette is out here. Good morning, hey. Jeanette. Janie, big shout out. She's over there, probably behind John like this. Right, John? She's right behind John.
She's in the living room, laying on the couch, all bundled up in her blanket, listening. I went out to check on her.
So I let her know that I officially put a blanket underneath the back seat of the truck in a bag.
So she always has one.
So she always has one.
She's always cold. It does not matter. She's always cold, poor thing.
Yep. So, and out here in Texas, it'll be 99 degrees, and then you walk in the restaurant, and it's cold. So you could be in shorts, and then
because you're covered in sweat. Because you're covered in sweat from all the humidity.
So, anyways, she's saying you're a rock star out there, and Brian's joking about the weather, going, no kidding, step outside in North Dallas right now. So, and he says that they don't see your unbillable hours when you were talking about the late hours working and all that. So, anyways, so let's go back a little bit in time, right? So, I'm going to talk a little bit about the nominations and the Pool Nation Awards and stuff like that. So, talk a little bit about when you guys got nominated, because normally the way that we do the nominations is we don't let people know, right? We don't send you a message that says, hey, you've been nominated. We have a nomination event, and then that night we open the envelope and everybody finds out who gets nominated. So tell us a little bit about that. When you found out that you were nominated, do you guys remember what you were doing? Were you shocked? Were you not shocked? I don't know. Maybe you're like, about damn time.
Who the hell are these guys?
Right.
Well, I was watching the Instagram Live. Didn't you announce it on the Instagram Live?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, those we do on
So
the
I was in
Instagram
my
Live.
recliner.
Uh-huh.
Just watch that.
Were you shocked? Did you had any inclination it was coming?
I thought, yes, I knew.
Ah, so that means that somebody spilled the tea and told
did.
you.
No, it wasn't me.
John, did you? Was that
No,
you?
it wasn't
Oh,
me.
no, they didn't.
Was it me?
I mean,
No,
no.
it wasn't me.
No.
Christopher
The
really.
person who nominated me told me that they did.
That they had nominated
yeah.
you. Oh, so because we didn't spill the tea, we don't let anybody know.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what about you,
But as
Michelle?
far,
sorry, John, go ahead.
but I was saying, but as far as winning, Chris was like,
winning,
dead
yeah,
on,
no,
dead on the truck wrap though. He was like,
He's still
was
mad
like-
about the truck wrap.
Dude,
He's
like-
still mad about the truck wrap.
yeah.
So, for everybody listening, so Chris has been nominated twice for the truck wrap and unfortunately has not won. But you know what? Maybe it turns into one of those stories of I've been nominated for 7 years and then finally you get it on the 8th. And
Wasn't it like Leonardo DiCaprio or something?
was that him? Yeah, like 100 times and they finally won. So, is that what your expectation is?
no.
No.
No, I need to change my rap. I said, to put a water drop around it, and
wonderful.
then I'll win.
Oh, that's a shot at Dino over at Family Pools. Wow.
But he does have a good point. The two that have won have got water drops on them, so he's thinking he's going to go draw one in with a Sharpie and kind of there's the water drop. Now I should be
That
able to
sword
win.
won't be able to penetrate through there. So.
Yeah. So what about you, Michelle? Did you know that somebody spilled the tea on you? No.
I had no idea. I was listening to you guys. I kind of just found you guys kind of just before the first year awards.
Mm-hmm.
I found you guys because I was addicted to Bob Lowry. And I was like, who's this? Pool Nation. And when it was announced of the nominations, I was listening live and I had no idea. I was kind of like, I wonder if I would, but get nominated. I didn't really think there was too much of a chance, but I was listening, kind of hoping. And I remember sitting outside and you announced it and I ran inside and I was like, hey guys, I got nominated. So yeah, definitely a surprise. And I was pretty stoked to be part of the nominees. So
Yeah, and I remember you get nominated. Even John was excited about it. John was like, "Oh my God, Michelle got nominated! It's so cool." Because by the way, I don't tell these two. Like that's how a secret I keep it. So these guys don't get to know who's been nominated until the night that we open the envelope, and then they don't get to know who the winners are at the Pool Nation Awards. Like I don't tell anybody, and I would keep it from myself, but I can't because I obviously need to check for spell checks. Right? Imagine giving you a Pool Girl of the Year and I misspell your last name, or they misspelled it and I didn't catch it. And it's funny because I think the first year they were asking, hey, and now they've kind of gotten to the point where like, we don't want to know. We want the surprise
it's
that
fun
night.
that way, yeah.
So, and I think that's one of the things that bums me out a little bit because I would like to just be just as surprised as everybody else. But anyways, so what was it like to be nominated? What?
Well, it made me feel good. I don't know. I think, it just made me feel good.
Yeah.
So I wish I could just have a nice conversation like Michelle, but
So
maybe if I win 4 or 5 years in a row, I'll be better by then.
now, and you don't want to give up your title this year, right?
Well, I'll be fair, but yeah.
He had a great plan yesterday. He was going to take out whoever's coming on stage to get the next Pool Guy of the Year, and then that way he'll be able to keep it.
I think that was your plan.
So,
So, hey, do you guys have anyone in mind that you might want to nominate this year?
I do. I mean, yeah, I can think of so many people that deserve to have their stories heard, and I can think of a million people who you actually want to. And obviously, you can't throw in everybody. I wish I could, but yeah, there are a few superstars I'd really like to see at least be recognized somehow. So Everybody
And
deserves a little recognition, I guess.
no, for sure. And then, hey, the prize wasn't too bad either, right?
No,
No,
not too
no,
shabby.
not too shabby. And I think this year we're gonna try to go bigger, right, Edgar?
We're trying. We're trying.
Yeah.
You know, there's some people that I think, you know, obviously the first year was, you know, the first year, and the second year a lot of people stepped up, and then after last year and after you guys won, I think a lot of the companies really kind of started to put their eye. So there's a lot more people this year.
Well, yeah. Well, let's be honest. I mean, the first year, like, who are these knuckleheads, right? You know what I mean? What are these awards, right? What is this that's going on? And then, you know, we do it. I think it was a success. And then the second year was like, wow, okay, this is kind of cool, right? The audience and the people that attend, people are taking it, I think, much more seriously and saying, okay, because too many times in our lives, especially sometimes is we see it happen, you know, somebody has a great idea and they can feel it's something, you know, like it's important, but there's a lot of time and effort and relationships that have to be built and partners that have to be made, right, in order, and a lot of moving parts that have to happen in order for this to be successful. And then to follow through and do it and make it happen, you know, is a whole nother thing. And then for it to be successful, which I believe it really was, is another level. And then to repeat it the next year. And then now again, this is it. This is every single year, right? This is going to be something. It gets bigger and bigger every single year. So it's, it becomes, I personally believe, you know, it becomes more and more important, you know, if it's, you know, because everybody, you know, every manufacturer knows about it. You know, we're going to have presence of every single, oh God, how many people did we have last year, Edgar? Like 300?
302.
302, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this year and it's because we couldn't really put any more in the room. Right. And then this year we're going to do the same thing. I think we're going to have, if we could have 1,000 people in that room, we would have 1,000 people in that room. We just physically can't fit it. We just physically can't fit them in there, you know, and it's pretty cool and exciting, man. And, you know, and being voted the pool guy of the year and the pool girl of the year from your peers, right? Which is, to me, I think that is like the biggest compliment, right? Not necessarily from maybe people that you know, or from, you know, other people, or from like you know, from a random thing or whatever it may be, but from just other people that you've touched their lives in a certain way, or you've inspired them in a certain way, and they went out there and they nominated you, and then they turned around and they voted for you. And it's not like you guys had a couple votes. I mean, we're talking about a lot of votes we had to tally through in order for, and it was a pretty interesting race, especially towards the end. But to see, you know, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of votes that came in for you guys, and some people that maybe you didn't even know or haven't even met in real life or in person. You know, like for you, Michelle, for somebody who saw your videos, and that's why I did this, right? Yeah, you know, every time you do, or you're doing a pump or something like that, you know, you got that smile on your face, and you got that, you know, and it's just cool, right? You know, it really is. And, you know, Christopher, you too, some of the beautiful pools that, you know, that you put out there, and the people that you've spoken to and talked to over the years. I don't know. I personally think that it's just pretty neat to be picked amongst your peers, and whoever's going to be nominated this year is I mean, I have no idea, because there's just so many people that I would personally nominate, but I can't. And I want to know, like for you, Christopher, do you have a couple people maybe that you have in mind that you think, other than yourself, that deserves to be considered for Pool Guy of the Year?
I do, yes.
You do. Are you going to be nominating?
Yeah.
Or submitting?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
And I'm not going to nominate myself.
You're not going to nominate yourself. So he's going to be on stage, not letting go of the trophy.
He will nominate himself for the truck wrap, because he's done that now for the last 2 years. Yeah. He will nominate himself for the truck wrap.
No.
Now, let me ask you this. So obviously you get nominated. So Chris, you kind of knew it was a surprise for you. You kind of have to go to the awards, and you're not going to know. And I know that, Chris, you were trying to be very slick with me and trying to find out. Chris was calling me, kind of going, "Hey, have I been nominated?" And I'm like, I don't know. And I laughed. All I did was laugh. And then Chris goes, okay, based on that laugh, I'm going to take that as a no. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I laughed. I shouldn't have laughed. I can't tell you. I can't confirm nor deny, right? And so you guys go to the awards, right? And both of you went. You're both sitting at your chair. Your category comes up. They read the names, right? And for us, we're never going to be able to find out what that feeling is like, right? Because we can't be part of it. But what was that like when you're in this room with 300 people and all of a sudden they say your name?
Well, it was I didn't expect it because, like I said, I had the truck wrap twice and lost twice. And if I can't win that, I didn't think I had a chance at Pool Guy of the Year. So it was a complete shock to me. So
yeah.
And I'm sure everyone knew. So as I did my little speech, short little speech.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Just say what you have to say, right?
Just straight to the point. Boom, we're done, right?
Right.
What about you, Michelle?
I went to Vegas expecting not to win because I felt like it would be better to, like I was just preparing not to win. Didn't think I was going to. But when they're calling the names, you're like, okay, what if, actually when I walked through the door, you're like, do you have a speech prepared just in case? And then I was like, whoa, if I did. So the whole time I'm sitting there watching this, I'm like in my head, like, what would I say if I did win? And just kind of freaking out. And then once they said my name, it was so weird. It was like this, like you're in a cloud, like you're walking, like floating to the stage. Like, is this really happening? It was like kind of like an outer body experience. It was so weird. And you're on the stage and you're just like not even knowing what you're saying. And I felt like I was just shaking the whole time. And I was happy when I watched the video back. It didn't sound like that, but I was like literally shaking so bad up there. Definitely unexpected, and it was a great feeling. And it was a great feeling walking out of there with that trophy. So yeah, thank you guys.
Well, believe it or not, that's exactly how I felt. It is.
Yeah.
She just says it better.
But did you feel that way? Were you like super excited? Kind of.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Cool.
That's pretty awesome. So,
Except I think I was shaking. I don't know.
You were shaking a little bit. Yeah. So, Michelle, I know that, so you're part of IPSA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a pretty good community. I know that they had reached out. They were super excited that you had won the Pool Girl of the Year. So what was that within your community with IPSA?
That was super cute. So at one of the meetings, one of the guys there, Bob, he listens to you guys just like completely religiously. A couple of the guys do. And he came in and I was on the podcast and he was like, we have a superstar, everyone. And it was cute. And they just said, hey, you guys vote for our girl. But yeah, they were really supportive. There's not really any female pool technicians in my area that I know of. There's a couple wives or a couple that work for people. So I'm really excited to see who gets nominated and get to know more, because I know that there's more amazing women out there in the woodworks that just haven't found their way here yet. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, there's a lot of amazing women out there, right? And you were talking about it, right? I think one of the biggest things is, our industry, it really is a big industry. Like you think, the pool industry is small, and compared to a lot of other companies. We were speaking to Kevin yesterday, which they're into kind of city sewer, and they maintain the big, huge city sewers and stuff like that. And he's like, we thought our industry, he goes, I thought our industry was big. He goes, man, compared to the pool industry, like you guys are huge, right? But I think for us, why it's so important is there's a lack of recognition. Right? I mean, Chris, I know you're a man of a few words, but to start with a spa, just a spa and a pool, and to go through that journey and get to 150 pools And then through that journey, you kind of realize, hey, I need to work on my business and I need to change my business model and I need to make that business more profitable. And for you to go back and call John and call other people and work on it and change. And if you think that journey that you've been through, right, it's been quite a journey, but you are here today in a lot better spot than what you were a couple years ago. And now you're even at the spot where you're like, man, now I'm ready to hire employees, right? And maybe 2 or 3 years ago, that wasn't even in the forefront of your thought. And, you know, even from the financial side, you've really kind of buckled down and, hey, I need to get to those numbers. I need to get to here. I need to get to there. You've changed the model from doing a lot of those very high-end startups for the people that you do, right? So it's a big journey, but a lot of times it's a very lonely journey. Right. You know, and then Michelle, for you too. I mean, you being in the industry for 15 years, right? And you used to be also in a boat, right? You used to be working on a boat. And so you came and you stayed and you start your business, and in 15 years, you just dig your head down and you're just kind of going 100 miles an hour. And our industry is an industry where it could be very lonely, right? Like it could feel like we don't have anybody else. So for us to be able to do the Pool Nation Awards and recognize people is pretty awesome. But then to be able to hear your guys' stories, right? And be able to see where you're at, I hope you guys see what we see from our side, right? That we see you guys as badasses that are the highlight of our industry, right? To kind of go through that entrepreneurship and be where you're at. So, you know, we're super excited to have you. We were super excited that you guys won the Pool Nation Awards. And, you know, our dream is just to continue to try to, you know, nominate. And like you said, Michelle, right? There's so many other women out there. So it's like, let's get out there and let's recognize them and let's let those people kind of have that same feeling that, hey, it's not a lonely journey, right? It's a matter of all coming together.
Yeah. And I think I love it because it's becoming more and more like of a thing to do the networking and things like that. And I've realized over the years, like I love like that community and building that network, but I was alone for a long time. And it almost felt like, you know, I couldn't relate with people right around me because they weren't having the same experiences. And it's just like, you're on your own. You got to take all this in and go through that. And once I started kind of making friends and then meeting people and then getting exposed at the shows to other companies, it's like, then I realized like, holy crap, like this is a big industry and there's a lot of other cool people out there. And you get so locked in your bubble, right? In your area and you know, the people around you and the different companies. And it's easy to forget that, you know, that's 0.0001% of, you know, the people out there that are going through the same trials and tribulations that we are. So that's what I love is like, I'm excited, you know, as we continue to grow and build this community and make friends. Like I consider you guys my friends. And so it's just really exciting.
And that's the big thing is because I was talking to my wife yesterday and I said, oh, I'm going to, you know, go out and spend some time with Chris and Jennifer and son's coming out and stuff like that. And she turned around to me and she's like, don't put it to me like this is work because this is not work for you. She's all, you do need to start saying that they're your friends because they're like, we always talk about Chris and Jennifer. They're like, this is not, I have to do a podcast for business or a company. He's like, don't kid yourself. Like you're going to hang out. And it's true. I realized it in spending time with you guys yesterday. It wasn't about Pool Nation, right? It was just that we've been able to meet each other. And now we're friends. We just kind of go, and that's the great part about the whole Pool Nation and the community thing is we become a family and we become friends.
Are you still friends with Edgar though?
After I made him spend that money,
he's kind of a bad friend.
I'll just keep Braden and you separate.
John, so we go and we're out there, and I'm like, Braden, how much money are you going to spend? And he's like, I think he said like he had like $100 or something like that. And I'm like, I got your back, bro. I'm going to make your dad spend money on you.
And then he's like, oh, these boots are really nice. And they're like $2,800 boots.
Right.
And let me tell you.
Boot.
Yeah.
So,
Per boot. Right.
John, so he bought 2 hats that were over $200 each. And he bought the case and he had them shipped. And by the way, they were like this is like legit stuff. This is like the real stuff. When you're going in, they have the cowboy, whatever they call them, right? Where they shape the hats and they make them and stuff. And then I turned to him and I go, let's go work on your dad. Let's go work on those boots. And he wouldn't say anything, John. He would just laugh. And so we took him in. Remember when you go up on the left-hand side and there's that where they make all those handmade boots that are really expensive?
Yeah.
So I walk in there and I'm like, Chris is walking to the front and I'm like signaling him, go in here. So he like goes over and opens the door and goes in. And I'm like, all right, let's work your dad. And so he starts going over and grabbing boots. And they're all like $3,000 for these pairs of boots. So we went over, we walked over by the food place. And I think I had you very close to convinced to buying him the boots. Is that true or was I just in a bubble?
You were in a bubble.
You were really close to spending money. You were
not 3,000.
You were sitting there. Jennifer's in studio. He was sitting there going, well, it's once and we're on vacation and we have to splurge. And I swear, John, I think he was close.
He may end up with a pair of boots, but
look, Chris loves to enjoy the finer things in life. He appreciates quality for sure, but he's also reasonable. And I don't see him buying $3,000 boots.
But
I don't know about that.
Well, I would do it, but I just don't. I have to raise my rates.
A lot.
Well, looking through that place, I'm like, I need to make more money.
So let me ask two things. So we have Robert that is going to probably go to the stockyards today, I'm assuming, right? Do you think there's any chance that Mom will drop $2,300 on a pair of boots? No way.
I think we should go without Edgar B.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Jennifer, tell me, how close were we to getting those $2,300 pair of boots? How close were we? Not that close. Okay. All right. So maybe it was just me, but you know what? I enjoyed spending time with your son and getting you to spend all the money that you did on him. So that was a good time. So anyways. Hey, guys, let's take a word from our final word from our sponsors when we come back. Zach, John, want to get your final thoughts?
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add reoccurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double-locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypack.com/NITEC.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We're over here just sitting chit-chatting before we went live again about the stockyards, John. We're talking about spending money. And I do want to say that I did get a message from my wife while I was on break to stop being a bad friend and stop trying to get these poor people to spend so much money. So I apologize to everybody.
He's trying to live vicariously through.
He is, and vicariously through your eyes, because he wants those boots. It's not. He's the one who wants those boots.
But here's the thing: if John was in Texas, you know he would spend the money on the boots, right? Like if Janie said, "Hey, I want those $3,000 pair of boots," John, would you buy them or would you not buy them?
What do you think? Absolutely.
Hell yeah, there you go. So you guys are lucky that John wasn't here.
Oh, I would. If she wanted them, I'd buy them for her.
And
She
John,
deserves them.
John, if you were not there, would you not have backed me to have him buy his boots for his son?
Questionable.
John?
No comment. Yes,
John?
I would.
Yeah, I know
would
you
have.
would. I know you would. John would be on the other side like, come on, Chris.
I'd be more at like trying to find a place to eat a $3,000 steak or something like that. That's where I'd be like, now that's money well spent, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Now, you did see the video that Jaden did with regards to the two things that he's learned about John? One thing is when John comes to town, you're going to eat good.
oh yeah,
So, and by the
you
way,
have to, mandatory.
somebody sent me a message and said, "Hey, great script." I'm like, that was totally unscripted. That was his thing that he said. So he's got you down for those two, John.
Yeah, look, I can hang my hat up when I retire from the pool industry and I'll be known for the guy who loves to eat well. That is amazing. I'm starting to get a complex. I'm telling Janie too. I go, dude, everybody just thinks I'm a friggin' pig, dude. All I do is eat.
Well, it's not that you're a pig. It's that we eat well because we all eat while you're not here. But my kids go. They get angry. Is John
to be
in town?
honest,
Is John in town? You guys are going to eat good.
Look, you guys know, everybody and anybody who knows me in real life knows that I have no shame in my game. I appreciate quality food, and wherever I go, I plan vacations around food, right? I plan my route. If I drive, if we fly, if we do anything, I will change connection flights if I have to connect so that I can go somewhere, or I wanted to go to a restaurant, or if we're driving somewhere, I will take a different route just so that I can go somewhere and eat somewhere. And to me, that's my pleasure. We enjoy it. I love it. I think it's just my favorite thing to do.
And for
eat good food.
That's inspiring, right? Like
It is inspiring.
you find your
Yes.
niche, right?
Yes.
So just to
Yes.
let you know, for your guys' kids, it's the $3,000 cowboy boots.
Oh.
Yes.
We'll post a picture.
Yes, I can't wait
And
to see
Peggy.
what $3,000 boots look like. I'm just trying
They
to figure
feel
out.
better
They're
than they look.
amazing.
They feel
They
better.
are.
They, you
Oh,
know, no, they're really, really nice. All jokes aside, right, Chris?
Oh, they're very nice.
They were really nice. So, anyways, so Jeanette is saying, well, Janie is saying foodies over here, and then Jeanette is saying it was so awesome to see how your IPSA group supported you, Michelle. So big shout out. So, Mr. Zacharias, let me get your final thoughts.
Well, I think Chris is being a little reserved today, but there's a lot more to him, and I have thoroughly enjoyed hanging out with you guys, and I'm super excited for the awards to come up, go to the show, hang out, do it all again, and I enjoy and cherish these moments that we get together. And it's the same thing for me at home. Is it's like, oh well, I've got to do this and that, and Leslie's like, it's not work for you, and I'm like, no, it's work, and she's like, no, stop, you know. So I'm getting the same thing, but can't believe it. I just can't believe now I got to start stressing for the November event. So here we go, back at it again.
And we threw a little curveball at you this year, so he's been a nervous wreck calling me. So you just got to man up, boy. Get it done, the pool boy. Get her done, Mr. Flawless. Final thoughts.
Yeah, no, same thing. Look, my favorite part of doing these things or in these podcasts is actually making friendships and connecting with people who are just like me, right? That are out there trying to make a living, hustling, working hard for their families and trying to make a great name for them and their business. And you two are perfect examples of that. And this is, like I said, I wish I was there with you guys. We'd be having a lot more fun because Edgar's fun, but I'm funner. All right, and we would have a good time. But I'm looking forward to the awards and to be able to hang out with you guys in person again. And that's always like the coolest part, right? It's fun being around like-minded people. And it's inspiring to hear stories, and it is almost a relief to feel sometimes when you have conversations with people that have gone through the same struggles that you have too. You kind of touched on this before a little bit, Michelle. We don't want too many times we feel like we're on an island by ourselves, and especially when we first start in the industry and trying to create or being able to create an environment where everybody feels good or feels safe or feels accepted is quite the task. But I think we're doing a pretty good job of that as a whole, as an industry, and I think you two play a big role in that as well, because the conversations that you have with people. The social media posts that you guys put out, nothing but pure positive energy that you guys have is truly inspiring. And keep kicking ass and doing what you're doing. Congratulations again for being the Pool Guy and Pool Girl of the Year. And are you going to go to the Women's Summit, Michelle? Are you going to be there or no?
I would absolutely love to. But even just taking this.
But you got business.
Yeah.
You got a business to
I'm
run.
already freaking out because this is a 3-day weekend that I'm
Right.
stressing on. But I wish I could. I hopefully one comes near me. I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Well, let me tell you this. So you're not alone. Even me, who's part of this, right? I stress out as well too, because we have to take time out of our day as well to do that, and I completely understand. But I will see you at the awards, though.
For sure.
Right, and then that's going to be fun. Christopher, always a pleasure, my friend.
Always.
Look forward to our next phone call. And Jennifer, hi. I know Mama said hi too, but no, I know you can't hear us, but I'm sure Chris will relay the message over to you. Thanks again for being such a trooper. And so, you two are an amazing team. Keep rocking.
Any final thoughts from you guys? We normally don't throw final thoughts over to the guest, but why not?
We have time since I was so short with my comments, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I just would like to thank what everyone has done to help me out with my journey, I guess. So I appreciate you guys very much, and the whole group that I deal with.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. It's been such it's been such a wonderful journey with you guys. You just kind of get stuck doing your own thing, and I'm with these guys that treat me equally, and give me a hard time, and never thought of myself as doing something amazing. And you guys gave me the confidence to be like, I am pretty damn good at what I do. Like calling me
Hey,
badass.
girl.
I'm like, maybe I am a little badass. And all it did was make me want to be even better. And that's what I'll do. And thank you guys. And it's just, I love the whole bringing everyone together. And it's just been a great journey. So thank you guys.
We appreciate that. So, hope everybody has enjoyed joining us on a Saturday. I know we threw a lot of people for a curveball. Everybody's like, wait, what? Saturday? What's going on? But anyways, we really enjoyed having you. Congratulations again. And we're super excited to have you guys, even though this time you'll be passing on the torch on to the next pool guy and pool girl. But big congratulations. Your journeys are amazing. And you guys both are just absolutely not just phenomenal people, but phenomenal business people that have continue to climb, and, listening to the story and the struggles and to where you are now is a big thing. So I think that story, we need to keep repeating it so the people that are starting and the people that are going through that struggle can look at you guys and be like, wait, here's somebody, here's their story, here's their journey. We could do it. Right. So anyways, Mr. Flawless, we will see you Wednesday on the Instagram Live. Thanks for joining. A big shout out to both Roberts and Jennifer for coming in. Everybody, have a great rest of the weekend. We'll catch everybody next Wednesday. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or PoolNationPodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.